Tiger Woods, y'all. Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods love him some milk. He's the king of the snow bunnies. He loves getting into some relationships with some waitresses. Tiger Woods, y'all. I would love to have Dr. Umar on here just to talk about Tiger's career. But the reason that I'm back, and I apologize, a lot of stuff's going on behind the scenes, but I've come up with a new plan. I'm going to do the podcast and the YouTube videos kind of topic by topic. Going to edit them topic by topic, so you'll be able to see this on the podcasting, wherever you get your podcast, but you'll also be able to see it on YouTube and Facebook and Twitter and all the other stuff, topic by topic. Sometimes I do 2 topics, maybe 3, but for the most part, just when I have time to do one. And in this case, I had to talk about it. Tiger Woods. Y'all love that 2%. Me and Tiger are around the same age, so, we grew up together, but besides him having a lot more talent and a lot more money. But I found it was interesting about Tiger is he got himself in trouble right at the beginning when he said, Tiger, are you black? He said, no, I'm Vietnamese, Chinese something. Yeah, that was his first mistake. And here's the thing, I personally don't care if you like the milk. I think people should date whoever treats them right, whoever they like, their preferences. It's okay. And I know in 2023, they like you to think that, preferences are a bad thing or that you have to love everybody and everything. It's not like that. It shouldn't be like that. You like who you like. As I've always talked about, it's fine to like a little bit of the 2%. Just make sure that it's, it's not spoiled. And also, don't talk down to the chocolate milk. You are one individual. So you have one individual taste. That has nothing to do with anybody else. So as long as you're not being disrespectful, you're not, fighting and all of that stuff, have fun on them slopes. Have fun on them bunny slopes. I'm not mad at you. You can try all 31 flavors. Rob's not going to be mad at you. I think some people, when I talk about the milk yacht and what they think I'm judging. They thinking I'm Dr. Umar. That's not true. That's not true. It's just a funny saying. And, we're in a business where you need funny sayings. So no, that doesn't bother me. But when Tiger Woods was like, oh no, I'm black in these or the white in these or whatever he said he was. That's when he messed up. And let me tell you how he messed up. I'll tell you how he messed up. As soon as he got in trouble, because they had put him on this higher pedestal, and sometimes white people do this to black athletes that they feel like are their friends. They put them on this different pedestal, this level. They're the different blacks. The analogy that I always use is this. When it comes to how people see black people as opposed to how they see white people, right? This is the analogy that I use. Somebody told me this a long time ago. If a black guy robs a Walgreens or a CVS, wherever you're at, he robs a store, right? The next 10 black guys, that's this guy, 10 black guys that walk in are going to be looked at suspiciously by security because that one black guy robbed the Walgreens. That's how our society is. Now, if a white guy robs a Walgreens, the next 10 white guys that walk in will have a friendly conversation with security about how they just got robbed. You hear what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? And you get it. You understand what I'm saying. So they had put Tiger Woods on this pedestal that he was, a different black. But what Tiger didn't realize is that only works until you screw up. You see what I'm saying? And it was so interesting to me. This is back, 2009 or whatever. Tiger never committed any crime. He hasn't done anything different than Shaq or Charles Barkley or Michael Jordan. or anything like that. He just cheated on his wife. That was it. I mean, white celebrities do that like on a daily basis. Humans do that on a daily basis. But because he was the chosen black that wasn't black, they treated that man like he had committed double homicide. Had him up in a sex camp, had him reading apologies and crying. When have you ever heard an athlete doing a press conference about cheating? You know what I'm saying? Like, the only time that you hear an athlete do a press conference about cheating is if there's some sort of police involvement. You know, there was some sort of accusation of something that went wrong. And then you're like, wait a minute, that's not his wife. That's not his girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? That's the only time you hear that. They had that man up doing a press conference with not ESPN, with CNN, Fox News correspondent, White House correspondents was at Tiger Woods' press conference. And that's what I think Tiger realized. Well, I'm black. I may like my snow bunnies, but I'm black. Because they surely didn't do Phil Mickelson like that. And Phil is doing insider trading still. He's basically Bernie Madoff. And he's still worth $100 million. And the funny thing about it was I thought it was counterproductive. Because let's be honest, there is a certain section of people that love watching golf. But, it wasn't like it was getting Super Bowl ratings. You can go look and see the difference when Tiger Woods plays and when he doesn't play. It's a big difference. So why would you want to alienate your cash cow? It's like people over there yelling at Canelo. You know what I'm saying? It didn't make any sense to me personally because he didn't do anything that I'm sure half the golfers on tour was doing. But he was the chosen one. And nobody ever talked about how Elin, committed assault via golf club, via 9-iron. Nobody ever talked about that. Via 9-iron. Nobody ever talked about that. She committed assault via 9-iron. Maybe a pitching wedge. I don't know. Maybe the driver. Nobody ever talked about that. Now, granted, hell has no fury like a woman scorned, but still, none of this would even have came out if she wasn't chasing them down with those golf clubs. My goodness, if that happened in 2023, there would have been like surveillance video that was sold to TMZ. We would have saw it in 4K. Whatever the case, Tiger, had to get the divorce, had to go through the public shaming and all of that stuff, right? But I don't know if you want to consider this most importantly, but he had to give half his money at the time. Half his money. Well over $100 million. Because he got married to the nanny, the Swedish nanny, or housekeeper, or whatever she was, had a couple of kids, and, he was caught in 4K. So he had to give up half his money. After so a lot of celebrities, right? Half his money, Go watch Eddie Murphy Raw. Half! Johnny Carson. They give up half his money. You see Tyrese crying right now. It's not, the system is not built for the fellas. We know that. They had to give up half his money. So Tiger, I would say, at least from that point on, smarten up. Smarten up, Nas. In the sense that he was still out there in these streets. He was still out there with these snow bunnies. He was still on the milk yacht. But he was doing two very important things. The first thing was, at least initially, he was dating people that were famous. That always helps. Lindsey Vonn or whoever else is, date someone that has a little status. So when you decide to walk away, it's not like they don't, like their whole worth is not tied up into you. You see what I'm saying? That makes a very bitter person if their whole worth is tied up into you. But maybe the most important thing is Tiger never remarried. And when he dated people, he messed around with them, made them sign an NDA. You know why? Because all of this stuff that came out about Tiger and the Hooter waitresses and porn stars and all of that stuff came out because he was just wilding. And trust me, Tiger's not the only athlete that does this. Oh no. Oh no. Some of your favorite athletes right now in the middle of the NBA playoffs are cheating on their wives, but you'll never know because NDAs. The lawyers the lawyers are very good at this. You'll never know. You'll never hear from them. No, sir. They've smartened up since some there's some things that happened throughout the years, like Tiger, like Kobe, RIP, like Steve McNair, RIP. There's just been things that have happened, and you see it still happening. A lot to the rappers now. But if you notice, you don't see too much with the athletes anymore. It's always the rappers where the girls are coming out and saying all type of crazy stuff and this and that and the baby mamas and all of this stuff. But you don't see it too much more with the athletes because them agents and them managers, they smarten up. Smarten up, Nas. They smarten up. That's why you don't hear it as much with the athletes as you did maybe 10 years ago. They lock them down. So Tiger decided to, I don't know, date this waitress that it was working for his restaurant or help him open his restaurant or whatever. I don't know if she was a waitress or like a secretary or whatever, but that's Tiger's thing. We know that, right? Erica Herman, very average looking woman, but maybe that's what Tiger wanted at that time. Sometimes you just want like someone normal, just regular, that the paparazzi doesn't care about. You don't want to be walking around looking like Ben Affleck every day because they're following J-Lo around. You see what I'm saying? I see my boy Spider-Man Tom Holland. A man looks stressed every time he's with Zendaya. Man trying to hide out in the corner and stuff. Some people just don't like that. And it's interesting because you get to meet these people in person. They're very nice individuals. Like Tom Holland, nicest guy you ever meet. Ben Affleck, when we were talking to him about like the Air movie and, away from J-Lo and actually a project that he liked, man seemed as happy as can be. But he, when he's just trying to go get his Dunkin' Donuts or they just trying to catch a game, stressed. Just trying to go to Starbucks and stressed. Paparazzi right there. Or not even paparazzi, just people with their phones. Right there. So I think Tiger just wanted somebody that nobody cared about so he can, go out on dates and go on vacation and do his thing and whatever. And you don't have to worry about, they maybe follow him around because he's Tiger, but not because of who he's with. They really don't care. But Tiger was smart. Miss Herman said he had them Ray Donovan types. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Had them fixers. What was George Clooney in a movie with the fixer like that? I forget the name of it. George, that's like where Ray Donovan comes from, that George Clooney movie. I can't remember off the top of my head. I could type it. Nah, man, hold on, let me see. I got to find out. Stuff like that bothers me if I don't figure it out. Well, George Clooney been in a lot of movies, so let's see. Was it called The Fixer? What was it called? The Fixer. What's the Fixer? It was called Michael Clayton. Yeah. Michael Clayton, 2007. Michael Clayton. He was in that Michael Clayton movie. So anyway, back in, I guess, 2017 when they started dating, he made her sign an NDA, made sure she knew she was not entitled to any money. He didn't marry her, so she, they don't have kids. So he basically set it up to where whenever he got tired of her or she, wasn't in her place or whatever, he could bounce. So fast forward 5 years later, it's like, I've had enough. Now, a smart individual, right, who's dealing with Tiger Woods in a 5-year period should have been able to accumulate some cash or something. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure Tiger was like, hey, go shopping or something. Like, you should accumulate something of a nest egg in 5 years. This wasn't 6 months, right? Should have maybe had him buy you a house or something. Like when the times were good, you should be like, oh, I want to be in real estate or something. Had him buy you like 3 properties or something and put it in your name. Like, I don't know what she was doing in those 5 years except hanging out, but apparently she wasn't doing much because she don't have no money and she don't have no job. And now she's upset because Tiger Woods told her they were going to the Bahamas. Tiger cold for this. Told they were going to the Bahamas. They got in the car, drove to the private airstrip. Tiger said he had to go to the bathroom. Never came back. Michael Clayton, Ray Donovan lawyer came out and said, kick rocks. You're done here. Here's a couple of dollars. Here's a couple of nights in a hotel. The locks have been changed. You signed the NDA. You have no legs to stand on. Beat it, chick. And that was it. Now, of course, she's upset about this. So she got her a lawyer. And they know that they have no leg to stand on. But she's like, I want $30 million. I want $30 million for being Tiger Woods' girlfriend for 5 years. $30 million. This is where we're at in society. And I get the play. She doesn't really think she can get $30 million from any judge. Anywhere in the world. But she figured if she keeps putting it out there, it keeps on ESPN, it's on TMZ, it's on Radar, it's on the New York Post, it's on the Daily Mail. She figured if she just keeps pushing it, even though she has absolutely no way to win, that eventually Tiger will be like, listen, here's $2 million, here's $3 million, go away. And if you're a single woman in your 40s, $2-3 million is a good way to start a new life. I think that's the play here. That's the play here. But what's the overall lesson? Well, first off, none of us, I would assume none of us has Tiger Woods money. So none of this comes into play for us, to be honest with you. It really has nothing to do with us. You always see people arguing about this. This is, Tiger Woods worth, I believe, $1.2 billion. Yeah, this is above our pay grade. Does it have anything to do with, snow bunnies and milk yachts? I think in a sense that sometimes I think black women are incorrectly stereotyped as gold diggers and things of that nature. Well, white women too. Normally white women may be a little slicker with it, but it's the same thing. Same thing. Like I said, it's her fault. Miss Herman's fault. With Tiger Woods for 5 years, she had a couple of cars, a couple of houses, and at least $500,000 in the bank just from money that he just gave you. Like, here's the thing, when someone gives you money, you don't have to spend it. Like, hey, Tiger, I want to go shopping. And Tiger's like, here's 20 G's, put that in the bank. you don't have to spend it. Put it in the bank. Now she don't got no money, she broke. They got emails saying, from her saying, I'm worried that I might end up heartbroken, and lonely with no money. Yeah, well, you should have thought about that. If you had that thought in 2017, you should have been plotting. You should have known that your time was coming up. You blew it. Normally, this is the point where I tell you, don't play in the snow. You don't got a winter coat. But Tiger, that's cold-blooded. Hit a hole-in-one on this one. You're not getting Tiger Woods. I appreciate you listening. Be sure to subscribe to Headlines with Robert Littal on all of your podcasting networks. Check out the site, blacksportsonline.com, for all the topics that we talked about today. You can follow me on Twitter at BSO, Instagram and YouTube, BSOTV. You can check me out on TikTok, Robert Littal, BSO, and be sure to like our Facebook page, Black Sports Online. And for all of you that's been rocking with me for almost 20 years now, we're Dollionaires for life.